F1 Performance League. You join us tonight for the Canadian Grand Prix, and it looks as if we've almost got a full grid of 17 people to attack the one. The 4.3 kilometre circuit consisting of 14 turns as well as a dreaded Wall of Champions. But always with me is Malk. Good evening, Malk. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, Craig. How you doing? I'm all good, mate. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm looking forward to tonight's race.
I am indeed.
Certainly after the excitement of last week. So I'm hoping
Yes,
that we get more of the same
yes.
tonight.
We'll hope there'll be some shocks again, but I do apologise if I do shout too much throughout like last week. If you didn't hear us last week, Nikki pulled off an amazing time out of nowhere. We've seen he just pulled it off, and I just screamed like lost my voice. And poor Craig, he had to hear that during that. But it was a good qualifying and also a good race because we see some good battles going on. But do you like the track in overall, Craig?
I do. It's part of the rich history of Formula One, and I certainly hope it's here to stay for a while yet. It does offer a really technical sector too, as well as some incredible long straights, certainly the back straight and the start finish straight. Certainly that's where two DRS zones are this evening, and it makes for wonderful opportunities for overtaking, as well as the hard braking points into the final chicane and into turn one. So hopefully we'll see some spectacular overtaking. But what about yourself, Malk? Are you a fan of the Canadian Grand Prix?
I absolutely love it. I don't know why, but I absolutely love it to bits because it's a track where, as you said, you can overtake here and there, and you just don't know what to expect, especially the long DRS straight. But but with this track, you got the chicane, and that chicane, and you know which one I'm talking about, Craig, is the World Champions. Now, here's the question for you: do you reckon there'll be casualties at the World Champions tonight?
I think it's more likely to see victims of the Wall of Champions in the wet, but we do might see a number of drivers being a bit greedy on the pace going into the chicane, which would result in possible understeer into the Wall of Champions. Uh, I think we might
Yeah.
see one or two victims of it, maybe losing part of the front line or end plate. Hopefully, we don't see too many retirements as a result of the Wall of Champions, which has been changed this season after the officials deeming it too dangerous. So they have moved it back slightly, and I hope that not
Yeah.
too many fall victim of of the World Champions. Is there anywhere on track, Malk, that you hope to see a spectacular overtaking move? And if so,
Spectacular overtake.
where?
Spectacular overtake move. It's always the corners where you just don't know what to expect. And there's some that are expected anyway, but I think, the corner before the first DRS straight? I can't remember what turn it was. But I am sorry, guys, if I'm crap with the turns. It's the turn where it's the sharp right hand before the long DRS straight. If they
You on about the back straight? Oh, and I've
Yeah.
just been kicked from this session, I believe.
Um, we're sorry for any technical difficulties here, guys. Craig's still with us, but he's just been kicked out of the session. But he'll be back in as soon as possible. As I was saying, Craig. Sorry. It's the track where sorry, it's that corner
Yeah,
before corner.
it's the hairpin just as the end of sector two and the start of sector three. Yeah, that's
Yes.
where I'm also hoping to see some spectacular overtakes. Certainly,
Yes.
it is a heavy braking zone, and if you can get caught sleeping, then certainly you could fall victim to an overtaking manoeuvre. And I'm hoping that we might see one or two this evening.
Yes, definitely. As we've noticed in the no assists last night, some people were doing the one stop, some people were doing the two stops. But in your personal opinion, Craig, based on what you raced on yesterday and your overall view of the Canadian track, what do you think tonight will be? I know it's going to be dry anyway, but
I think the one-stop strategy is the best strategy to go with. Certainly with tonight being almost full grid, so traffic will be a factor as Rossi leads us onto the track. The first car on the track is the McLaren of ex-Rossi. So yeah, I think the one-stop strategy is key. However, it's whatever one-stop strategy that some go for, and Rossi's put it into the wall already. He is lucky.
And the wing is gone! Oh my god!
Yeah, you certainly got that one in early, Malk.
Yeah.
So yeah, a mistake from Rossi. I do believe Rossi is running no assists tonight, so that could have been a slight lock-up on the front tyres, which has resulted in front wing damage, which will result in him returning to the pits for a new front wing and possibly a change of the dry tyre compound.
Yes. I was just saying, Craig, sorry, who do you think has impressed you the most since the performance? I know it's only the second pre-season.
Certainly, core tactics last week was absolutely dominant. However, we do have a new addition, Void COD, his teammate in F1. So it'll be interesting to see both of these drivers, teammates of course in Formula 1, compete against each other for the first time this season. Both very equal on pace. So I think those two could impress tonight, as well as Nicky. But also another new member was Nick LJ Thompson, who impressed us last week with his battle with Nicky at the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Yes, definitely. He has impressed, I think, to be fair. But it depends if Core Tactics can keep that pre-season record going and stuff.
And certainly if he can put himself into a strong position for the Spanish Grand Prix next week.
Definitely.
So if he could go in with a little advantage over the competition, he'll certainly be looking for that during this race going into next week. As Void sets a 1:11.1.
That's a good time. That's a good time, to be fair. Core Tactics, it would have had a 1:12.9, but I think he misjudged on the chicane part. So just checking to see if there's any others going on. Rick, he's never going to give up on this, so he's going to he's just passed the first sector into the second sector now. Just coming up to under the bridge now. I always see this part, after that bridge, if you don't get that turning right, like from the right to the left, that sharp right-left corner before the hairpin and stuff, I think it compromises quite a few of the seconds. As we're still watching Rick, Delange did a 1:11.4, and that's the closest to Voids at the minute. Nicky did a 1:12.3. Thompson has done a 1:12.5. Notorious has done a 12.6. Sorry, 1:12.6, not 12.6 seconds. That'll be deadly quick. Rick did a 1:11.5. That is a really good lap from him. So certainly, I know tonight is all equal cars because the admin guys still need to figure out what cars is suitable for Spain for the proper performance cars for next week. So overall, I think it'll be very interesting to see how these guys can capitalise. But I'm just going to see if Mike can capitalise on his one. Or just glazed. Can't say. Just touched the wall there. But he's done a 20.5 on first sector now. Just to see if he can capitalise on under the bridge. He's done that absolutely fine from what I looked at. He needs to get into 43s. He got a 43 flat, but he will need to improve a little bit just to try and at least catch up to the guys here.
Oh, Rossi's lost the back end and actually puts it in the wall again. It was actually side by side to the Haas. It looked as if the Haas was giving them room, but he just locked up the rear end and put it on the wall just at the beginning of the lap. But I was just quickly looking at the times there, Mark. I was just following Rick in the Force India, currently in an 11.5. So certainly expecting more time to come from Rick.
Yes, but Mike's just moved up to 4th now with 1:12.1. That is a really good lap from him in a Ferrari car. Just seeing if there's... I did not see that incident with what you said with Rossi's car. So at the minute, the only drivers who have not done the lap yet are Rossi, Fascone, the core with a pound. Will he have the tactic to do well tonight? We'll find out.
Well, I'm just riding on core tactics as he is on a hot lap. He does have traffic ahead in the Ferrari as he comes up to the end of sector 2, approaching the hairpin. Can he get the braking point perfect and get the car turned in, hugging the apex? Oh, he's made a slight mistake. I think it looked as if he was on a hot lap, but I think he's actually backed out of it and allowing the Ferrari ahead to open up a little bit of a gap. He's certainly got the DRS open, power down again. With 5 minutes remaining in the session, will he opt to go into the pits? No, he does stay out. Attacks the final chicane, power down onto the home straight, DRS open, coming into the turn 1. Can I get the car slowed tight on turn 2, slightly off the apex, but certainly that won't compromise too much on time as he approaches turns 3 and 4. This is where you could pick up a warning and an invalidated lap time, but certainly looking very neat and tidy from core tactics at the moment as he completes sector 1, Mark.
Yes, as you're watching that, I'm just watching Giuseppe now, coming up to the first DRS straight now. It looks really good. He needs to get into the second bridge, but within under a minute. I don't think he'll do it, but that's where you need to get a perfect lap. He's coming up to the chicane, coming up to past the wall of champions now. Got DRS. Now he should get 112. Yes, 112.5. But we're watching core tactics now quickly. Oh my god, I'm nearly lost it out. We're coming up to the first DRS straight. Might do the horse racing commentator next after this. We'll see how core tactics do this.
It looks as if he slightly cut that chicane, Mal. I don't know if he's backed out of it. Oh, he goes fourth in a 1:11.5. 3 thousandths of a second between him and Rick. So very close between third and fourth, as well as first and second. So Void's holding a commanding 3/10 gap over second place to Lange. So it's certainly still all to play for as Mike just comes out the Ferrari, opting for a second go at pole position in the Ferrari.
Can Fascone coming out to the last straight now? Can he do it? No, he can't. He's invalidated his lap. He's got to get this lap perfect now. He's gone a little bit wide on the first corner now.
If he's actually if he's got enough fuel milk, he may be able to go for a second run. So he's certainly not out of it yet. Rossi 21 has came out on the super soft tyre. He's had 2 incidents on the Ultras already in qualifying due to not running any traction or ABS. He really needs to get a lap in because he's currently down in 16th. Fascone
going wide there. I think he'll have to get the fresh tyres. He's got to. I'm just going to watch.
Well, I'm just riding on board with Nicky as he's just coming up to turn 3. He's currently down in 6th with a 1:12.3. Oh, he hugs the wall on the exit of the turn. Certainly not leaving a lot of room there. That might have actually just scraped the paint job on the Renault.
Yeah, I'm just watching Thompson now in the Haas car. He's got to get this perfectly with 42s, possibly 42s there. See how he does with coming up to the DRS straight now. I'm waiting to see someone will pop up. Who do you reckon will get pole, Craig?
Well, I'm just riding on board with Voids at the moment. He's just come out onto his hot lap. He's in a strong position with a 3/10 gap. I can't see anybody challenging him at the moment. He's certainly looking strong through the turns 3 and 4 as he approaches the final moments of Sector 1. As we had yellow flags in Sector 3, I believe Nitro may have had an incident. Oh, a slight jump from Voids, a momentary bit of lag there. Voids just coming up to the final parts of Sector 2. It's all looking tidy at the moment. Certainly nobody's taking provisional pole from him yet, with a minute remaining in the qualifying session.
Yeah,
so
I'm
Voids
just watching what the Voids cards now.
So Voids is certainly looking very strong at the moment to take pole.
He is indeed.
Just right on board with the Lange as he crosses. He does go closer, but it doesn't take pole. Voids just come up to the final chicane. Oh, kisses of all the champions.
110.
No, he doesn't improve. He does not improve, but Rick is on an outlap. It doesn't look as if he's going to get the lap done. Car Tactics, he's got traffic ahead as he approaches into Sector 2. There's a Mercedes actually in front of him. He might get the slipstream going up the back straight plus DRS, but I think that's possibly Notorious ahead. So 10 seconds do remain. Voids holding on to provisional pole.
But Nicky, no! Oh, 11.7. Vasco's retired. Can Mike? Rick and Core finish?
Heartbreak for Car Tactics. I think he might have ran out of fuel there. It doesn't improve in 4th.
No, but
I'll tell you one thing, Mark, sorry to interrupt, but it looks as if Voids is actually having another go, so Voids could still improve, and I think Delange is still on as well. So will Voids opt to go into the pits, or will he go for it? Yeah, he's going for it. Attacks the final chicane. Doesn't goes wide. Yeah, I think he's backed out of it. He's weaving in celebration. He certainly... Whoa, that was foolish. He's actually retired the car. He's crashed out of the end of qualifying, losing his front right tyre, which may indicate that he could start on fresh tyres. Yeah. Had this been an official race, that would have been a 30-second penalty. Naughty.
Definitely. But can Nicky, come on! Oh, he hasn't done it.
He hasn't improved. He remains 5th with a 1:11.7.
I thought that was everyone, but Nicky just popped out after the World Champions and thought he might have done it. But
yeah, it looks as if that is the qualifying lineup. So Voids will take pole with a 1:11.1, followed by Delange a couple of tenths. A couple of tenths behind him, and a 1:11.172. With Rick 4 tenths behind the front two, and Core Tactics closely following Rick in 4th, with Nicky in 5th, Mike in the Ferrari in 6th, Giuseppe in 7th, Nick LJ Thompson in 8th, Notorious in the Mercedes with a 1.12.6 claim in 9th, or Spud finishing the top 10 with a 1:12.7. GFM UFC takes 11th, with Saab in 12th, Miles takes 13th, Nitro Gas takes 14th, MJ Coupe is 15th, with Rossi and Fascone unable to set a time in the qualifying session.
Should be very interesting tonight, Craig, I think. Very interesting tonight. Just double checking on... just checking on something at the minute.
Yeah, as we just wait for the qualifying to finish, certainly the marshals are waiting for the end of qualifying session before they remove the Sauber before turn 1. Certainly there could be a stewards inquest at the nature of Void's retirement in qualifying.
He's just commented on my stream tonight. He said he set the first lap on tyres. That's what he's just said. Yeah,
that's true. That's fair enough. But we do ask that all drivers, once they finish qualifying, to safely return to the pits.
Oh, Spud's on Super Softs? That that might do well for him if he can get on the ultras for later on throughout the stream.
Yeah, certainly if he can look after those super softs, he might be able to get on the ultras near the end of the race. It would certainly put him in a strong position to the competitors slightly ahead of him.
Okay, Craig, you're going to hate me. What do you reckon your top 3 is tonight?
I think we'll see Voids, Delange and Core Tactics. I think that's what we will see.
In that order or no particular order?
No, I'll go for that order.
Okay. It's going to be very hard for me to decide, but I reckon Voids, probably the same as you, Craig, probably Voids, Delange and Core Tactics. But it'll be very interesting to see how Spud can capitalise on the super softs tonight.
Yeah, he's certainly the only driver in the top 10 to start on the super soft. Saab looks as if he's going for the soft tyre. And from miles down, they look as if they're going to be starting on the super softs. But it looks as if Rossi is definitely out of position as we get ready for the start of the Canadian Grand Prix. I think we have the formation lap on. I was getting a bit carried away as Voids gets us away into turn 1. Yeah, so it does look the top 9 certainly qualified on the ultra soft tyres, so they are locked in as Miles is disqualified very early in the race as well as Saab, so there has been contact in the formation lap between Miles and Saab at this point in the race. Let's hope we don't get any contact going into turn 1.
Yeah, hopefully not. I'm looking forward to it tonight, Craig, to be honest, because I think it'll be very interesting to see how, can Core Tactics capitalise on his win last week and beat Voids on his impressive qualifying lap tonight.
Well, he could take a very strategical approach to the start of the race. He could actually just sit on standard or lean fuel and allow the top 3 to battle out between them. Allow them to ruin their tyres and then capitalise on that later on in the race.
Yeah, possibly. I will be honest, Craig. I do not agree with Saab's decision on the softs. I think unless he can get quite a few places up, I don't think the softs. The softs will last. He could possibly be thinking
that drivers might lose the front wing ahead of them, and he's playing a long game. He might not believe he's got the ability to look after the super soft tyre, so he's opted for the safer strategy of going soft initially and then going to the ultra soft later on in the race.
Okay.
So it could be a cautious approach to race strategy.
Yes, I mean, if you want my honest opinion, Craig, I think the super softs or ultra softs would have been the better option to start off with.
It's certainly the quickest strategy, but you do have to look after the ultras and the supers during the race. Certainly can't push them too hard or fight too hard. As we just wait for the cars to line up on the grid. And we're just getting underway. We have 1 light, 2 light, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and it is go!
Nitric has moved up to 13th.
Moved
up to 14th.
Core Tactics has a little look on the outside of the Delange, goes round the outside of turn 1, and he's up to second place. Looks as if Delange's dropped to 4th.
Yes, Giuseppe's dropped down to 10th. Oh my God. There's quite a few cars coming up to the first sector now. Mark Vasco's dropped down to 17th.
Oh, it's as if Nicky lost the back end of the Renault. He's managed to recover it and keep it on track, but that'll lose him positions. He's currently down in 7th. Oh, Ferrari and Mike, I believe that is, looking at Delange. Yep, Mike is in the inside of the hairpin.
Oh, what a move!
But it looks as if the Haas of Nick LJ Thompson's also having a look at the Red Bull. So Delange currently struggling at the start of the race. He's dropped from 2nd down to 5th.
I thought I'd check if he's got front wing damage, but he hasn't tonight. But
it looks as if we could be seeing a battle between the two. Oh, Haas goes wide. just misses the wall of champions as Void set the first quickest lap, 118.3, but we'll certainly see those tumbling down as COD Tactics gets ever closer to Void. The gap 5 tenths of a second, should I say. So it's all changed between Nicky, Rossi and Sir Spud.
Thompson's dropped right down to 13th. I don't know what happened there on the first corner. Oh, bang! Oh my God! I think he's lost the car.
Well, it's all go from Rossi. He started 16th, he's now up to 7th, attacking Nicky and the Renault.
I tell you what, that is a good move from Rossi. But, oh no, oh, he's done! Oh my God! Oh, I thought he'd done it then, Rossi, but he missed this braking point on that corner, as we were saying earlier, Craig. But Sir Spud has moved up to 7th. That is a good position from him from Supersofts. And I don't know what I'm saying afterwards because my throat is going to be killing after. Oh my God! Voice has got the fastest lap of 1:14 flat.
Oh, it was almost a 3 in the bed into the final chicane between Rossi, Nitro and Fascone, I believe.
Yeah.
So Rossi trying to get back on the move after braking late into the hairpin at the end of Sector 2 as COD Tactics receives a penalty very early in the race. The gap 1.2 seconds.
Miles and Thompson has pitted for new tyres. I'm just watching MJ Coupe now. Will he make the coupe of yeah, that didn't sound right. Tried to overtake and stuff.
Oh, Rossi going round the outside, coming up. Oh, he overtakes the Red Bull on the outside, gets the move done before the corner and overtakes Fascone.
But Giuseppe, oh! Giuseppe want to move? That is a move and a half, JFM is DNF'd.
Oh, there's an incident in Sector 2 as JFM UFC retires from the race.
But we're watching Coupe. Oh no, don't do this. Don't do this. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Wall of Champions! Oh my God, Rossi nearly lost it then. Nearly hit Rossi. Nearly hit
Mike is all over the back of Rick going for third. And Delange is sticking to the gearbox of the Ferrari. So Delange could be sensing that third is up for grabs here. Rick doesn't seem to have the pace at the opening of the race. Or sort of the pace, the pace at the start of the race. So the gap between Rick and Mike is 7 tenths of a second, with Delange 4 tenths behind Mike. Oh, Delange having a little look at the inside of Mike, catching him sleeping, but Mike could outbrake him into the hairpin. Delange will come under pressure from DRS of Mike.
Giuseppe closing in on Saab. Oh no!
Oh, wheelie wheel.
Oh, we might have a
But Rossi wants part of this as well. The McLaren's going wheelie wheel. There's a bit of wheel banging going up the back straight. Three-way battle. Oh,
the
there's a McLaren sandwich. Oh, no. Who's going to break last? Oh, once. Oh my goodness, the Force India and the McLaren wheelie wheel round the final chicane. Nobody backing out.
Craig, I do apologise on that one. My throat's killing. I need a drink, to be honest, after that. Oh my God, we might have four in a bed situation on this. It might happen.
So Fascone in the Red Bull, Rossi in the McLaren, Giuseppe in the Force India also in the McLaren, all battling it out for 7th place. So at the moment it is the Saab train, Saab on the soft tyres, holding up, 3 drivers behind us. As Fascone missed his braking point and actually goes off track, that allows the 2 McLarens and the Force India to open up a gap.
Can I have a McLaren sandwich, please? We might have it now.
So we could see another 3 in the bed situation going into the final chicane.
Oh my God. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, Rossi and Fascone. Rossi and Giuseppe going wheel to wheel. Two McLarens closer than ever now. Can Saab hold up his teammate in the McLaren at the moment? But the Force India making a move back towards the McLaren. Will Giuseppe try and outbreak Rossi to turn one? But I think Rossi has him covered off.
Yes, definitely. Oh! Giuseppe must have closed in on Rossi. I'm just checking. He's lost a bit of his front wing. Craig, he has lost his bit of his front wing. I'll say that again. On Giuseppe's car. He has lost his front wing on the left-hand side. That's why he might have had that collision with Rossi just. Oh, I love this helicopter view.
And if he's doing the one-stop strategy, he will have to go for another 6 or 7 laps before he can go into super soft. Oh, there's a contact between the McLarens, between Saab and Rossi.
Bang! Oh my god! Oh, the wings have definitely gone
disaster
there.
for the McLarens. I'm just going to catch that on the replay. It looks as if Rossi was looking to go to the inside of the turn, and it looked as if there was slight movement from two of them. They had a coming together, and I think that's resulted in both. It looks as if that's Rossi who's actually lost his front wing. I don't know if Saab's received any damage, but Rossi will have to pit.
No, Saab hasn't. It's only Rossi that's lost all that wings there, which has moved. I mean, this is a good opportunity for Saab now to get a bit of momentum going now, because he's on the soft tyre. He might go up to lap 30, probably about lap 28, 28 or 30. But what would you do, Craig, if you was in that position with the softs in this situation? I know it's only lap 7, but
I think there is no option but to keep going. I think there's no option but to keep going. If there is slight wing damage and you can put up with it, then it is worth just struggling it out, because you could lose too much time actually pitting. It's fast going, misses the braking point again and goes wide into the chicane at the end of sector 2. That allows Nitro Gas in the Renault to close them down even further as they go into the hairpin. Nitro is actually clinging onto the gearbox of the Red Bull ahead. He will have DRS, but so will the Red Bull of Fascone. He'll be getting DRS of Saab, so Saab could come under pressure from the Red Bull of Fascone and the Renault of Nitro as we see a position change as Core Tactics does come into the pit, and he's waiting for the super soft tyres, I believe.
That's too early.
As a very early pit stop, so that looks to me to be a two-stop strategy, unless we're getting wrong data from the telemetry, and that is the soft he's went on to. The telemetry is indicating that it's a super soft tyre he's on, so that could be he's trying to undercut the Sauber of Voids. But I think the Voids, or the gap that Voids has over Delange, you could safely do a one-stop strategy as Core Tactics puts the Force India of Giuseppe under pressure on fresher tyres, caught all over the back of him, looking to get the move done into the chicane. It's slight loss of traction. Will we see the move done in the hairpin? But there is a McLaren of Saab closely falling behind. Core Tactics gets the move done in the hairpin. And I believe he will also get DRS.
Just watching Rick now. MJ Coop nearly lost it there. Went too wide then on the DRS straight now. Here we go. Rick will have DRS on here, but he's got the soft tyre against MJ Coop, who's on the super soft tyre. Unless the telemetry's wrong. Rick! He hit the wall then. He would have lost a bit of momentum going on there.
Well, I'm just riding on board with Rossi. He has pitted for a new front wing. He is on the super soft tyres, and he gets a move done on Miles on the back straight with DRS. So he's on the hunt for Notorious, slightly ahead in the Mercedes car.
I think. Do you agree with this, Craig? Like, if Rossi didn't have those mistakes, or obviously with those incidents with the McLaren car, do you think he would have gone higher up in the race tonight?
I think he could have possibly sat in top 6 right now. He was on fresh super softs, I believe, so he could have taken him to lap 18. So at some point in this race he could have been leading it. just because he could take those tyres a bit longer. But we're on board with Nitrogas in the Renault, just coming out of the hairpin up the back straight. It does have fast going ahead with Saab ahead in the McLaren on the soft tyre. So Saab doing really well at the moment, up into 8th in the McLaren on the soft tyre. So advantage to Saab over his competitors at the moment, because he will be on the quicker tyre at the end of the race.
Definitely. I think at the start of the race I was a bit wasn't not happy with the softs, because depending on the position that you might be getting in as well, and people would be pitting. But
Rossi makes a dive in the inside, and Notorious in turn 1. Notorious left the door open and Rossi just walked through it. Certainly looked as if he beat him under braking. So Rossi moves up to 12th.
I'm just watching Nicky now on the first DRS straight now. Mike closely in on Mike on this one. Can Nicky do this? Can he get? He's got DRS. Voigt and Delange have both pitted, so we don't know what tyres they're going to be on. Oh, Mike's Nicky! Oh my God!
Yeah, he's stuck in behind the Ferrari, getting as much slipstream as he could, trying to get the move done into turn 1, but Mike is defending very well there. And they will hold Nicky behind them for a few more turns, but Nicky's coming at him quite aggressively. Delange has opted for the super soft tyre. Looks as if Void's went ultra soft. So that might have been a mistake from the pit crew.
Yeah, it should have been super soft.
Yeah, certainly I expected Voids to have went on the super soft. Could have been a mistake with the pit strategy.
Yeah, Nitro's moved up to 7th now, passing Saab.
So Mike moves up to 1st, Nicky was 2nd, both yet to pit. Spud, who had started in 10th on the super soft, is actually sitting in 3rd with Cod Tactics, 0.4 of a second behind.
Oh my God. Here we go. Miles has passed Notorious from 13th, but we might have, there's 4 cars, we might have two in the beds here. Oh, Call Tactics, had a look. No,
yeah,
no.
I think he's thought better of it. He knows Spud's on old super softs. Cod Tactics is on the fresher rubber and the slightly quicker driver, so a cautious approach from Cod Tactics at the moment. He doesn't want to risk any damage.
2 cars at the World Champions.
Oh, that is Rick and Saab, I believe, but he's actually got the car going again. Saab's retired. We don't actually know what happened there, everybody. Hopefully we can get that information after, as Cod Tactics makes a move. Oh, on the turn at the end of Sector 1 on Sir Spud. But it looks as if Delange is trying to get in on this as well. Spud leaves the door open. Apologies. Delange trying to walk through the door again. But Spud goes defensive, holds a high ground. Delange just waiting patiently. Will move on the inside of the hairpin, gets the car slowed down and actually makes a move stick. But he'll be hoping to get off after Cod Tactics.
Yes, definitely. As you were saying, Craig, I did see that little bit of the incident between Rick and Saab. I'll talk to you about it after, but I might get this wrong, so I don't want to say it and cause issues, so we'll talk about it after the race. But Delange, 1 second behind, well, was 1 second behind Cord, now it's 4 tenths. But Delange is absolutely trying to get Core Tactics. Yeah.
We could see a battle progressing at the moment for 7th between Voids and Rossi. Rossi currently 7 tenths behind Voids at the moment. Voids on the fresher super softs. So we could see a battle here momentarily. So Rick, after the collision, drops down to 15, switches to the ultra soft.
No, super soft.
No, super soft now. Yep, telemetry's just catching up there. Delange is actually within half a second of Cod Tactics, so Delange finding pace at the middle stage. Goes defensive, trying to break the slipstream from Delange. Delange does have the DRS. Will he get close enough to make enough a move into the chicane? He doesn't, but he's right up the gearbox. Oh, can he get it done in turn 1?
Nicky has pitted. Can Delange try to get past core tactics? Or if there's a gap. No, there was a gap there. Delange really wants to try and get past core tactics here, as Void's just done the fastest up at 1:12.8.
Yeah, and the gap has opened to 1.6 seconds between Voids and Rossi. So Delange will be looking to get as close to core tactics for the back DRS zone. So Delange certainly on the hunt for second, possibly first, with Mike in the pits at the moment.
Voids has dropped. He's lost the car. I don't know what happened there, but he has lost the car. But this is Coop and Miles.
Yeah, there's something definitely happened because he's lost 6 positions.
Just watching Delange. He's going to overtake. Oh my God, 2 in a bed. And he's made the move.
Oh, Delange does have the inside for turn 1, but core tactics has inside for turn 2. Oh, Delange has got, I think Delange got the better exit and he'll attack into turn 3, has inside, but he does give the respectful room and he's certainly not going to risk it at this stage of the race. So Mike currently in first at the moment. Core tactics 4 seconds behind with Delange hot on his heels.
Definitely. There was a good move from Voids on the chicane, which I didn't expect that at all.
But it looks as if Voids has serious issues, unless he's actually made the pass on MJ Coop, because MJ Coop was quite close behind him as Voids picks up a 3-second penalty. So the battle for second continues between Delange and Core Tactics as they go up the back straight.
Here we go.
So some spectacular racing for second place, but this is net first because Mike is still yet to pit. Core Tactics goes a look inside, goes to the inside. Oh, wheelie wheel. There's slight contact in the middle of the chicane. Both drivers back out of it and allow space to continue in the race, but this will be costing time to Sir Spud behind, as well as Nicky, Rossi and Nitro. So Delange opening up a slight gap to half a second as Nicky moves up to third, with Mike now exiting the pits. Rossi comes through in fourth. So Mike will exit the pits ahead of Nitro, I believe, and he does drop to fifth at the moment. So Delange beginning to open up a gap to Core Tactics.
Voids, he's trying his hardest to get past Miles here, who's on the soft tyre, but he's got no mission here. But Giuseppe's closing in on Nitro.
He's definitely got the advantage of the quicker and fresher tyre, but he's behind Miles at a difficult part in the track to overtake. Voids is going to have to remain patient. He goes to the outside of Miles. Miles tries to cover him off, but Voids has got the greater pace. Can Voids get the move done before the chicane? And he does.
Yes, he does. Nitro's dropped down to 7th now. Giuseppe has just gone in front, 6th, but Nitro should have DRS.
No, I think it's actually the Force India.
Oh yeah, I do apologise on that one.
Yeah, I think the Force India was behind at the hairpin and got the move done in the hairpin, which allowed the Force India to have DRS on the back straight. As the gap is now 0.8 of a second between Delange and Core Tactics. So Delange has actually found some pace on the super soft tyre.
Just wait and see what's happened on here. You enjoying the race so far on the halfway stage nearly?
Yeah, it's been quite an action-packed race so far. Certainly that battle for first place. It's just unfortunate that there might have been an incident for Voids and we'd lost a three-way battle at the front, but a lot of laps still to go, and you know, in racing anything can happen.
Yes,
The gap
definitely.
1.4 seconds now at the front, with Nicky 7.3 seconds
I'm
behind
just going
Quad
to check.
Tactics.
Core Tactics hasn't got any damage on Craig. I've just had a quick look, but
But he does have a 3 second penalty. I don't recall Delange having a penalty at all yet. So the gap
yeah.
realistically could be 4.5 seconds. So Delange
Uh,
just has to remain consistent at this stage of the race, and just look
yes,
after his super soft tyres.
definitely. Nitro had to pit on the last lap there, but he's on the soft tyre out in 12th place. But
Yeah,
he's closing
he's
in on
he's
Pascal.
closing down fast going. He's almost within DRS range, but 10th could also be on the cards as well with MJ Coupe. So certainly
Definitely,
points still to fight for.
definitely. It should be interesting to see. Oh, fast go, fast go.
Yep,
Closing in on MJ
fast
Coupe.
going is on the move. I don't know if MJ Coupe is actually coming to the end of his tyre life. I do believe he started outside the top 10, so those would have been fresh super softs. And it looks as if
Yeah.
fast going is quicker than MJ Coupe at this stage in the race.
Oh, oh, he went wide, but fast go. It's past. It's past MJ Coupe.
Yeah, he's got the move done before the hairpin, but the question is who's going to have DRS? But Nitro is hot on the heels of MJ Coupe as well. So MJ Coupe could lose 2 or 3 positions because Nick LJ Thompson and the fellow Haas is closing in behind as well.
This will be interesting now.
Oh,
Oh
Notorious
no!
5 second stop go speeding in the pit lane. Disaster for Notorious.
Oh!
Oh, there's an incident there coming out the wall of champions. It looked as if MJ Coupe had
No!
lost the rear end. Oh, I don't think it's quite a 3 in the bed situation, but on track.
Oh my God! Why did we not put this in the calendar, Craig? Calendar. Why did we not put this on? Because I'm not going to have any sandwiches or anything from the co-op on that one. So see if you can do that. Sorry, I know that's a bad joke. I do apologise.
Well, it looks as if Nitro could actually come under pressure from Nick Thompson as well. The gap 6/10 of a second. The Haas will have DRS. Nick closing down Nitro. Can we see him move into the final chicane? Will Nitro go defensive? It looks as if he's just ahead enough to hold on. Oh, to hold on to 10th at the moment as we just come through the final chicane along into turn 1. Nick has a little look on the outside of Nitro, just saying, yep, I am here. The gap 2/10 of a second as Delange opens up the gap at the front to 2.8.
Nick! Craig, are you there?
I'm here. I was waiting for you to continue.
Sorry, I thought you. I think there's a bit of problem with the commentary stuff. You know, the chat box again. Oh, we got sector yellows on sector 3. It's Nicky. Nicky. What? Pull it.
Oh, I think he's
straight.
Yeah, he's binned it, and he has actually retired from the race. So Nicky retiring from 6th, I believe, at the time. Yeah, it looks as if he's lost his back end coming out of the final chicane. And that moves Voids up to 7th. But Spud, now on the Ultras, is currently in 6th. And he's 1.4 seconds behind Quad Tactics in 5th. So Sir Spud on the hunt at the moment. But it looks as if Quad Tactics is he's either had an issue or he's pitted again for another set of super softs, because he's down in 5th with Rossi moving up to 10th. Sorry, 2nd.
Bloody hell, Craig. He's moved up to 2nd now, but can Core Tactics close in on Giuseppe on the first DRS straight? Oh my God. Okay, DRS straight now. side by side. He should be overtaking. Yes, he has. But can he keep it there on the chicane? Avoid the world champions? Yes, he has. And he's done that move superbly. So now we might have four-way back to the car from 10th. Oh my God, we might have a two in a bed situation from 10th and 11th with Thompson and Rick. Rick's going on the outside. Thompson's not going on the inside, but Rick's going moved up. And what a move from Rick. And avoid the world champions there, but Miles is closing in on Nick LJ Thompson now.
Yeah, it's almost a five-way train from fast going down to Notorious.
Yeah.
So traffic certainly building up at the rear of the pack.
But here we go. They're all of them are under 1 second each.
Oh my God! There's contact between Miles and it looked as if it was a Haas of Nick. It looked as if Miles had slightly outbroke himself going into the turn at the end of sector 1 and resulted in a half spin.
Possibly, we'll find out later, but Giuseppe has pitted.
Yeah, he's also received a speeding in the pit lane penalty of 5 seconds, so mistake from himself as well. Oh, Rick moves to the outside. DRS is attacking Nitro. He gets a move done before the final chicane. Slight contact with the wall of champions, but Rick will be looking to attack fast going as Miles retires from the race.
We're just watching Rick, Nitro, them two rounding out again. They're the closest ones at the minute on track. But what has been your best moment so far tonight?
I don't know. I think certainly the battle at the front between Delange and Core Tactics, when they were both being respectful but also aggressive as well. Yeah,
definitely. But I like the three in the beds situations, and I think the one near lap five, I'm never ever going to see that again. Mike has moved up to first.
Yep, Rossi just pitted for fresh ultra softs, and it looks as if he will come up out behind Voids in 6th. So Voids will be hoping to attack with front runners. He's currently 2.2 seconds behind Sir Spud, where Spud is 3.5 behind Koss. So Voids within touching distance or touching range of a podium finish.
Vasco's slowing down, but Rick's just overtaking him that easily. Vasco hasn't got any wing damage, so there must be something wrong. On our screen, guys, you might see the tyres changing on our screen. So Vasco's car looks like he's got super softs, but on our telemetry he's saying he's got soft tyres, so we don't know what tyre he's on at the minute. It could be right, it could be wrong, we'll never know, who knows. But 5/10 from Delange to Mike from the DRS straight.
Yeah, Delange had actually pitted for a fresh set of ultra softs, possibly covering off Call Tactics, who I'm just checking if he... Yeah, Call Tactics had made 2 pit stops on the super softs, so I think that was to cover off Call Tactics being quick near the end.
Boyd's has got wing damage. We don't know how he got that from, but he has got wing damage. But we might have a three-way battle for the top here, Craig.
Yeah, Delange is being held up by Mike here in the Ferrari, and that's allowing Call Tactics to close Delange even more. So Delange has to get this move done as soon as possible, and then build the gap to Call Tactics again.
So we're just seeing if it looks like Call Tactics just dropped a little bit there, but here we go, Craig. Here we go. 3 might have 2, definitely a 2 in bed, not 3. It'll be very optimistic here.
Yeah, I think the lunge with DRS will get his move done before the final chicane, but Core Tactics is going to have to get his move done as quick as possible as well, because he won't want to be losing time to the Ferrari or Mike. Oh, and he does. He gets his move done coming out the final chicane.
And Notorious has moved up to 9th. Closing in on Nitro. We'll watch that. I'm just going to watch that now, Craig. On the first DRS straight. Can Notorious can get Nitro and Gash on here. So he's under a second still. But can he do it? If he beats in QZ boycott has left the session. Can Notorious close it? Rossi has moved to 4th.
Well, and that is a spectacular recovery from Rossi after the incidents that he's had so far in this race. Oh, Notorious tries to move up the inside, and he gets it moved done on Nitro ahead of turn 3 and 4.
That's a good move, but I think Spud has got wing damage, Craig. That's why Rossi passed Spud. I don't know what happened with Spud, but he got front left damage.
Well, he is staying out. He is on the quicker tyre. If he pits in now, he could come out in 7th. Or, sorry, 6th. He will come out in 6th, and he does pit. So Spud does pit. I expect him to come out on Ultra Softs. So Lo Giuseppe will get ahead of Spud. Spud might be on the quick enough tyre to get him at the end.
Might do. But Rick has come out past the world champions. He will get 6th. Spud will get 7th. Notorious is coming up to the start finishing line. Oh, you can see him. But yeah, Spud has hold on there. As we see that most of the cars have been split out a little bit here, Craig.
Yeah, but I think with Notorious actually seeing Spud coming out ahead of him might spur Notorious on to try and catch the fellow Mercedes driver. So we could see an inter-team battle at Mercedes. But Rossi continues to be on the hunt for Mike in the Ferrari ahead. The gap 1.5, now 1.4 seconds.
Yeah.
So Ross is still on the hunt for the final podium position as Delange and Core Tactics carry the battle on ahead, but Delange does have the 3 second penalty, 3 second gap advantage, but also a 3 second penalty advantage, I believe.
Yeah. I've just had some messages coming through. You know, when I was saying Nicky lost it on one of the, I think it was just after the World Champions.
Yes.
He did say, I messed up. He says, I messed up, Malk. Lol. With a laughing smiley face on that one. So we thought that he messed up. I thought he did a mistake.
Oh, Rossi having a little look on the inside, then the outside, going into the hairpin. Oh, it does get a decent exit, but Mike is slightly ahead. Rossi looks to the outside, he will have DRS. Tucks in behind the Ferrari for the slipstream. Moves again to the outside. Mike holding the inside line. Going into the chicane. Rossi slightly ahead and claims the final 2 corners going into the World Champions. I don't think there was a lot Mike could do there. He was against fresher tyres and DRS.
Yeah. What a recovery drive from Rossi. That is a brilliant drive from him.
Yeah, certainly shown his pace and his strategical know-how to get himself back up to 3rd after losing a front wing, but also starting from 16th on the grid. So certainly a force to be reckoned with in the Performance League, maybe.
Definitely. I'm just trying to see if there's any other action going on, but as we're saying, everyone's a little bit spread out now. But in your overall view, do you think? I think Delange and Core Tactics will have the better advantage, as well as Rossi as well. I think them 3 will be the ones to watch out for next week. I know it's only Canada today, but next week in Spain, and I think they may capitalise on it. So they'll be the ones to watch out for. But obviously, you got Spud Nitro with like possibly the Mercedes Red Bull as a guess, or Ferrari guess of the allocation stuff. But just have to see. Yeah.
What I find interesting at the moment, Mark, COD Tactics could actually come under pressure from Rossi for second place. The gap is 1.3 seconds at the moment. I don't know how many penalties each driver have got to compare, but certainly Rossi's looking to get this done on track.
Yeah, he really is going for it this time, Rossi. Spud's moved up to 6. Rick has pitted. Probably. We're seeing Rossi coming up to under a second now from Core Tactics.
Yeah, he's certainly showing lightning pace at the moment. The gap now is 6/10 of a second. They will have DRS, so he's certainly driving that McLaren to the edge of its limits. And I imagine he'll get the move done going into the final chicane. It's whether or not he can actually catch Delange 3 seconds ahead. Yep, Rossi decides better of it. He might try and get the move done into turn 1. Moves out with the slipstream, has a little look, moves back inside. DRS in effect. Whoa, he's deciding better of turn 1. He knows time's on his hands, but he doesn't want to be held up too much behind Core Tactics.
No, we might have 3 cars again, Craig. Now they're 1 second between each other, but we've got Nick, we've got Rick. Nick and Rick, will they get Nitro Gash on the DRS straight now? Nick Thompson has closing in on Nitro. He's had a quick look before there.
Oh, Rossi is all over the back of Core Tactics. He was actually trying to go round the outside of the chicane before we approach the hairpin. Oh, what we see a move on the inside. Rossi does move to the inside. Can Core Tactics get his switch back?
What a move!
But it looks as if Rossi will get DRS and will begin to open up the gap to Core Tactics behind as he tries to chase down a 4.1 second gap to Delange ahead.
What a move from, while you're watching that, Craig, I watched with Thompson and Nitro. Thompson has overtook Nitro in 8th, and Rick is closing right in. Rick has got some penalties going up, 3 second time penalty, but he's closing in on Nitro. So it depends on how he can capitalise on it, but we might see. Oh my God. Rick is on the outside.
I think Rick's going to look to go round the outside of the hairpin. Nitro goes defensive, trying to push Rick as wide as he can, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold him off. Rick certainly went round the outside of the hairpin and got the better traction out of the corner, and certainly got the move done in the rain of Nitro.
Yeah, definitely.
Rossi's got the gap down to 2.7 seconds behind him and Delange, so he is absolutely flying.
Just watching Rick.
Yeah, I've just joined that as well, Mark. Certainly Rick's all over the back of Nick Thompson at the moment. Nick just caught the grass slightly and it might have compromised his corner entry into turn 3.
Just seeing how these guys can capitalise on. Do you think Rick will get 8th, passing Thompson? I know he's got penalties.
I think so. He just has to stay close enough for DRS, and he should certainly get it done on the back straight. But once the results come through, I don't know how penalties will affect. Yeah, he's not waiting about, is he? He wants this move done as he goes to the inside of the hairpin, and he just needs to get good traction. He certainly will have DRS. And he should comfortably hold on to 8th coming up to the final chicane. The gap down to 2.2 seconds at the front between Delange and Rossi now.
I got a feeling Rossi will not make it.
2.1 seconds to make in 2 laps. It is a tall order. Just looking at the sector times, it's down to 1.8. He can see Delange slightly ahead. If he can get into DRS for the final lap, he's got a chance. but he's going to have to drive the wheels off that McLaren.
I don't know if Rossi's got penalties though.
Oh,
Craig.
Rossi is within touching distance. He got 1.5 seconds.
It is going to be absolutely tight here because, oh my God, he has to get 3/10 each sector at least to try and catch up to Delange.
Well, I think he
looks like he's got.
He really just needs to get close enough for DRS, because I think he's got the pace on the fresher tyre to get the move down in the straight. So he just needs to get that final 0.2 of a second before the hairpin. The gap 1.1 or 1/10 he needs. Will he get it done? Oh, it's 800s, 400s.
No, he can't do it.
He's not got it here at the moment, but he will have it possibly in the final lap.
Oh my God. But while you're watching that, Craig, I'm just going to quickly look at Rick's against Notorious quickly. Oh my God, no. What a move for Rick. Oh my God, from the outside in the end of sector 1. I'm going to go back to Rossi, but that was a great move from Rick.
Yeah, Rossi's got the gap down to 7/10 now as we just come through turn 1 and 2.
Oh my God.
So although Rossi might get this done on track, he could lose out on the penalties at the end when the race results come through. Half a second separates first and second.
Right, quick opinion, Craig. Will Delange hold on?
No.
Okay, that's the answer from Craig on that one, ladies and gentlemen.
I think at this stage in the race, with Rossi being on the fresh tyres, he's just too quick for Delange at the moment. I mean, he's caught Delange down with ridiculous quickness.
Oh my God!
And
here we go.
Oh, Delange is going to have to defend for his life. Tries to go defensive. Rossi just tucks in behind him. Rossi goes to the outside. Can Delange remain wheel to wheel? Going into the chicane, he thinks better off it. Rossi takes the lead. Coming through this final chicane, he will take the checkered flag. But will he take the race win after penalties? He doesn't. He's down in second at the moment, but we're waiting to see Cod Tactics coming through. Cod Tactics takes 5th. So Rossi, a wonderful performance from 16th to 2nd. Cod Tactics taking 3rd, Mike takes 4th, Giuseppe will take 5th. And Spud, he started in 10th, he will take 6th. Rick, after the difficulties experienced in the race, should take 7th with Notorious Notorious is actually having a battle up the back straight with Nick Thompson. Nick Thompson's slow. I think Nick Thompson actually overtook Notorious with DRS.
Yeah. Oh, why did we miss that?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of frustration from Notorious, smashing the front wing.
Nitro has moved up to 9th. Notorious is in 10th.
And Fast Going completes the checkered flag and takes 11. So congratulations to Delange, who takes the final victory in pre-season, with Rossi having a fantastic performance, moving up to 2nd from 16th after I think losing a few front wings. So the Delange does take the top step in the Red Bull, and certainly that should hold
Definitely
him
got
in
wings
goods.
there tonight.
Well, I
He's
think
had too much Red Bull.
that's a little bit of mind games for tomorrow night. I think Mark, between Delange and Cod Tactics, as well as Voids and Mike. So it sets up next week for Spain perfectly, as well as F1 tomorrow.
Definitely. And only Nitrogash.
Oh, Delange did have penalties in 2 to Rossi's 3, so it was the penalties that decided it in the end. The only driver not to receive any penalties was Nitro, who claimed 9th after starting 14th on the grid with the one-stop strategy. So just to wrap up tonight, thank you for everyone who joined. I hope you enjoyed tonight's racing, and we hope to see you next week in Spain. Mal, any final words from yourself?
Oh my god. That's my answer there, Craig. OMG. Oh my god, that was a great race from. There's some 3 in a bed situations and some fantastic racing from everyone. And I'll tell you what, there was some good battles going on, but obviously we have to watch out for the War Champions next time. But we should have put the calendar up on here, so we'll just hopefully that will be okay for next time. So, but to be fair, what a drive from Rossi, and hopefully that I've never seen anyone drive from last to first, and that's the first we've seen. Obviously, if he didn't have the penalties, he would have won it easily, but that was a great drive from Rossi, and fair play to him on that one.
Certainly that was a masterclass from Rossi tonight.
So, how about you, Craig? What's your final words for tonight?
Spectacular race from everybody, thoroughly enjoyable, especially the battle between Delange and Core Tactics. Hopefully that sets up F1 perfect tomorrow as well as next week in Spain. Just judging on tonight, just because of the clear weather, I wish we had clear weather every week and we could race in Canada every week, but unfortunately we can't, and certainly we can't predict the weather. But hopefully you enjoyed tonight's race, everyone, and we hope that you join us again next week for the Spanish Grand Prix. Certainly I've enjoyed it. I expect Mark has enjoyed it as well, from the tone of his voice. Yes. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we certainly hope that you join us again next week for round 1, which is the Spanish Grand Prix. So good night for the moment, everyone, and see you next week.